Hi, this is Shu from Snowboard Dojo Wiz, an expert on coaching intermediate snowboarders. How to backside 360. Step 3. Sliding downhill. If you've become confident enough to spin 360 while traversing the hill, then it's time to do it while sliding downhill. Here, we can review the key points that we learned in Step 2. 1. Keep focusing on your centered balance while spinning. 2. Keep your head, hips, and knees over the toe edge to pop and spin nicely. 3. Pull your hind arm to help rotate hips. 4. Rotate and pull your front arm to keep your body from leaning. 5. Pop and land on both feet. 6. Suck up your knees after popping to get more rotation. 7. Look at the area 2 meters away from your body to keep your body straight. 8. Rotate your eyes 360 degrees while your board rotates 180 degrees. A backside spin is generated on the toe edge, so it can also be described as taking off while turning on the toe side. While approaching the downhill, we will make a few turns before taking off, so we can keep a solid base by holding the edge in the snow. But it also means that we will create a few instances where our balance will be unstable from leaning our body side to side a few times. We want to keep a solid balance while approaching the jump, so the less turns, the better. The turns for preparing for spins in the approach phase are called setup turns. I teach my students to make 2 setup turns before taking off for reducing a chance to lose balance. But you can start from 3 setup turns to make rhythm. The backside spin is generated on the toe edge. So if you want 3 setup turns, the approach will be like this. Go down straight and turn toe, heel, toe, and take off. If you want just 2 setup turns, go down straight, heel, toe, and take off. As I mentioned, you should learn the setup turns properly because it helps with making rhythm and having a solid base. And having good rhythm allows you to have better body coordination as well, so your total performance will be increased. The more setup turns are added, the more you will lose speed. Because edging increases pressure on the snow, more edge angle will cause you to lose speed. Also, deep turns increase edge angle, so your body will be leaning side to side and losing balance as well as speed. Due to those reasons, we want to narrow the shape of the turn and reduce the number of turns. Advanced riders aim to take off when the snowboard is pointing straight in the direction they're going. But taking off with the snowboard pointing straight is hard, especially for intermediate snowboarders because of the lack of base they can get. So they can start by taking off at the end of the turn. The end of the turn is where we can feel the most pressure from the turn. And it's where you can stand straight up with an edge angle just like going across the hill. So you can take off easier. Try taking off earlier in the turn arc and aiming to take off at where the snowboard is pointing downhill. The key point is feeling that your knees, hips, and head are aligned over the toe edge, but also try pushing your heel down. You might be thinking, what you're saying is weird. Because of you pushing your heel down, you will keep edging, but it will keep its angle at a minimum and your upper body will stay standing straight. Also, if you spin while visualizing yourself spinning as if you're rolling up your body inside of a turn while riding the edge, your spin axis will collapse. You should rotate while visualizing yourself spinning in the direction towards the landing point. Shifting your weight more onto the back leg rather than onto the edge enables you to take off safer, nice, and easy. Because the spin axis won't lean so much to the edge by putting more weight on the back leg, your spin won't lean forward or to the side. But we also don't want to lean too far backward because then it will be too hard to control our balance in mid-air. If we lean slightly backwards so that 30% of the weight is on the front leg and 70% of it is on the back leg, then the takeoff for any tricks will be easier to control. This position of weighing down the back foot is also good for people who naturally generate spin with an ollie. Generating spin with an ollie is hard, but distributing 30% of your weight to your front foot and 70% of it to your back foot might be the best for takeoff. Try learning to distribute your weight like this if your skill level is higher than intermediate. Now you're about to generate a spin 360 while sliding downhill with a solid base. Just like you learned with traversing, start from a 180 plus 180. Remember, if your head and chest are facing forward when you land the first 180, you can keep leading your lower body and rotate your board for another 180 on the snow. If you focus too much on rotating 360 when you generate spin, your takeoff will be messed up in many cases. Try focusing more on balance, pop, and timing as well as rotation. Once you are getting better at generating the first spin 180, add more pop and suck up your knees to get more spin. But don't forget to lead your lower body by facing forward. You can try spinning a 360 by pulling your back arm faster, but the spinning 360 is not important at this point. Just try to learn how to approach, take off, and control your rotation after you pop. As I mentioned, many people look down when generating a backside spin. That causes you to lean forward to the toe edge and lose balance, so remember to rotate your eyes 2 meters away from your body. Then you can see the ground and the view around you at the same time when your spin axis will be straighter. So this method will make it easier to keep balance than by looking down. When people are getting used to the spin 360, they don't look around themselves, but instead, they try looking at the landing soon after their snowboard has spun 90 degrees. This is actually what you are learning in the 180 plus 180 exercise. So they can find the landing earlier in the spin and look at the landing longer. It allows rider to keep leading their lower body by their upper body and to have enough time to control their balance and the snowboard's rotational angle towards the landing. It means that the longer you can look at the landing, the cleaner the landing will be. Once again, we can check back the key points that we learned in steps 1 through 3. 1. 2 to 3 setup turns. 2. Knees, hips, and head are aligned over the toe edge to pop and spin nicely. 3. Heels down to reduce edge angle. 4. Head stand straight for your better balance. 5. Pull your hind arm to help rotate hips. 6. Rotate and pull your front arm up to keep your body from leaning. 7. Pop backwards instead of toward the toe side. 8. Suck up your knees after popping to get more rotation. 9. Keep focusing on your centered balance while spinning. 10. Look at the area 2 meters away from your body to keep your body straight. 11. Rotate your eyes 360 degrees while your board rotates 180 degrees. After learning the right moves and balance, now try adjusting your timing to the lines on the snow. When you try to adjust your timing to something, you must know where setup turns can start from. Advanced riders can adjust it with their experience. They can calculate it with speed and distance in their mind. However, you can adjust your timing to lines with this method. 1. Start by drawing 2 to 3 turns in your head before you go. 2. And then you just make the turns as you're tracing it. It will be a very important skill later with the park features. Also, taking off is affected by how good or bad the approach face has been done. Don't forget about your balance while on the approach. You have now learned first step for the spinning backside 360 on the park jump. Next, let's try to attempt what we've learned until now with a jump. First, before the park jump, is a challenge with a natural hit. Want to learn more with us and want more challenges? Join our membership program and watch all video tutorials that are only available on our website. You will get more of the world's best theories to solve your problem and boost your snowboarding skills. I hope you liked the video and gave you more idea to improve your snowboarding. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel if this video helped you and you want to share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. This is Shu from Snowboard Dojo Wiz, an expert in coaching intermediate snowboarders. World best snowboarding coaching theories that train top athletes, raise you to the next level.